Okay, I'm back with another tutorial. It's been a long time since I made one, and I'm trying desperately to finish up this tutorial on fonts. So here we go. There are two types of fonts: true type fonts and bitmap fonts. Um, True type fonts are the kind of fonts that you already have on your computer, and you will need to make a DEF definition file for them. Bitmap fonts you don't, even though there's some discrepancy. You will see the issue in a moment when you are looking at a fresh Mugen. The fonts go in the font folder. I'm going to keep this up because I'll need it in a minute. But for me, I put my fonts in my Data1 folder, and they sit in Mugen1. As you can see, this is where I put my fonts. Now, I've changed my computer around a bit, so don't be distracted by the new feature, the Rush 2049 Screenpack. And as you can see, I have FNT files, which are bitmap fonts, and I also have some DEF files. Now, the DEF files are necessary for true type fonts, and when you open a new Mugen and you go into the font folder, you will see different types of DEF files. There's this type of DEF file, and then there's this type of DEF file. This one has TT in the name. So, as it turned out, you really do not need to have a DEF file for bitmap fonts. What that is about is if you go into the definition file, since we're still on that. Not sure if I explained this in another tutorial or not, but the fonts are referenced here. So Font1, which I have as a Hawaiian lover, that wasn't the original font, but I did that because in my last video I was having some problems with fonts, so I needed to put like a TTF file or something to see if the problem was the font itself, my scripting or coding, or if it was maybe something like the offsets were wrong. But anyway, so the first font, number 1, is, I believe that it's a text font, but I'm not exactly sure what it's for. The second one is for either the clock or either is for the number of hits that get counted when you hit a character in the combos. Font 3 is the name font. It is the name of the character that appears above or below the life bars. Font 4 is, I guess this is the clock number font, so font 2 would be the hit counter. I'm not sure what font 1 is. I'll take a look in a minute. Anyway, the fonts are used in life bars and in the combos. So let me show you where they're used in the combo section. Okay, so since this is a time and it's right next to combos, so just show you quickly. The font was number 4, so the first number you need to put would be whatever number you were referencing up here, which is for font 4. So that's that. Then the second number, these two numbers are the X and Y axis, so that would be an offset. These last 3 series of numbers are red, green, and blue, and I remember seeing in a tutorial on YouTube something about changing the colors of a bitmap font, and I think this is how you do it, but the tutorial didn't really say anything, and I've never really messed with these. So after you understand what this is, you can start editing it. But I guess I will have to show you a few things about combos. So this is the team one's position. It would be somewhere on the left side of your screen, and this is where the hit name or whatever word you want to use and the amount of hits will appear. This is the start position, which needs to be somewhere off the screen, and this is off the screen to the left for team 1. For team 2, it needs to be off the screen to the right, and I have it all the way over here. This is the counter shake. The combo counter shakes normally. If you set it to 0, it won't shake. This is a team text. I have it set to R. Originally, it's usually set to hit or rush or something else, but I have it set to 1 because I'm going to do something special with this. Because instead of having a font, I want to have an image, and you'll see how that works later. So I have it just as R, but this is the text that you would, normally change. This is the text font. I have it changed to 7, which I haven't done up at the top. I think it was originally probably font 3. This is a team text offset, which offsets it from the numbers. This is the display time, the amount of time it'll sit there. And all this is the same thing for team 2. So, now that I'm done with that, let's show how to make fonts. Alright, so it looks like I had a numbers font as being font 7. Or was that? Okay, it's a text font. So there are, despite the fact that there are bitmap fonts and TrueType fonts, there are actually 3 types of bitmap fonts you can make, I think. Either there's 2 types and there's also the TrueType text. Okay, so let's start with a fresh Mugen. The TrueType font is the easiest to make, and it requires a definition file. So what you would do is you would find, let's say MS Gothic or whatever, that's a TrueType definition file. You would copy and paste it and then open it and edit it. So I'll open it. And what you want to do is you want to ignore this up here. You don't need to change it. The name of the font you should probably change depending on what its name was. You can change the author name if you actually made the font with some sort of font making program. You need to make sure that this says TrueType if it's a TrueType font. If it's bitmap font, make sure it says bitmap. But like I said, you probably won't need to make a definition file for bitmap fonts. Okay, this size, which would be width and height, doesn't really seem to matter. Spacing I would leave is just 1 and 1. Offset I wouldn't mess with. This is the file name. It says TTF, but I usually change it to TTC. For some reason it required TTC, but I'm looking at the Mugen, Mugen, and Mugen1 I think it's supposed to be TTC. So depending on what version you have, it'll be either TTF or TTC. And so you would take the name of the font. In this case it was Arial. I had mine changed to Freestyle Script because that's what I was using in Rush 2049 Screenpack. Now, the preferred blending mode, I think you should just keep it as 1. I'm not exactly sure what 0 does. I thought it maybe caused it to disappear or blend into the background, but it doesn't seem to do anything. So after you rename this to like Freestyle Script or Freestyle, save, and put it in either the font directory of Mugen, or you could put it in the data folder. It doesn't matter because Mugen will look in the data 1 folder or the fonts folder.